Oh good! Ground Tundra next week! Let's hope it's not as bad as the Isle of Armor. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Rybombing Teacher and Allison. We are here to talk about the Crown Tundra DLC and my expectations for it. The Crown Tundra is coming out around about a week from now, so let's talk about my hopes, my expectations, what I would like to see, and what I also don't want to see in the game, because I'm sure a lot of you can probably agree, and sure you probably could tell from the intro, I wasn't the hugest fan of the Isle of Armor, so let's talk about expectations for this one, and let's see what we have to offer. The first thing I kind of want, honestly, the most obvious is a compelling story. I feel like the Isle of Armor was kind of lacking in this regard. I don't want another Kung Fu, kind of boring. Hey, let's just take this random mythical Pokemon that you just suddenly get given around the Isle of Armor, make it happy, then go to a tower and evolve it. Like, it didn't really feel all that compelling to me. I definitely want to know a lot more about the story, about the lore of the area and stuff like that. Just want to check the name of the person we were going to talk about. I think it's Peony, I think his name is. Yeah. The guy called Peony, I don't know how to say his name. It looks like Pony to me with an E in it, but not really sure. But I really want to know if he's connected to Chairman Rose. Because he has a very striking resemblance to Chairman Rose. Maybe potentially an older, maybe his father, maybe his uncle, I don't know, something like that. Don't think it's brother if it is anything. But I would like to kind of see that connection. I would also like to know if the Star Tournament is connected to the story. That would be interesting. But we'll talk more about Star Tournament in a bit, because I have some interesting questions regarding the Star Tournament. So those are kind of the main things. I want a compelling story. I want a reason to go there. I want some lore. Like, lore for characters would be nice. One lore I would like to see more is Marnie. We don't know all that much about Marnie other than she's Piers' sister. I believe she takes over the Dark-type gym eventually. But it kind of feels a little bland, right? Marnie's character development was somewhat lackluster compared to, say, Hop's. And stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see if Marnie gets some kind of development in the Crown Tundra. There's a certain rumor going around from someone who claims to be a Spanish translator that actually says that Marnie happens to catch the Gallerium Birds and then gives it to you after you beat her in a battle. That seems a little far-fetched to me, but it's possible. I wouldn't rule it out as an option, especially given the fact that we see Hop get the opposite box art legendary to you, depending on which game Sword or Shield that you played, stuff like that. So that's something I'm interested in. The next thing I want to talk about is the new Pokemon. Obviously, we have Regieleki. I hope that's how you spell it. Regidrago. And then Calyrex, of course. So, Calyrex, of course, being the new mythical is a little bit of an iffy one to me. I really hope that they don't just give you Calyrex. It looks like from the trailer that you actually battle it, which is much more exciting for me. Please give Calyrex some decent storyline. That would be really, really nice. I would love to see that. Don't know if the Regieleki or Regidrago is going to be all that good. We've kind of seen a rough outline of their signature moves. Regieleki, his move Thunder Cage, traps the opponent as a secondary effect. And Regidrago looks to be a Dragon-type water spout, where the lower the HP of Regidrago, the weaker the move is. So, that's kind of interesting. Calyrex, I hope, gets a storyline. Then we've got the Gallerium Birds. Now, the Gallerium Birds, I'm not really sold on. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they look cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really sure what I feel about them just yet. I hope that we get to know a lot more about them. Maybe they get some decent storyline, again, from the same rumor about Marnie. The same rumor actually alleged that the whole of the Crown Tundra revolves around these birds. I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see and kind of see what it looks like and stuff like that around there. And the next thing we're going to talk about is Gallerium Slowking. Now, Gallerium Slowking, I'm not going to lie, looks pretty lackluster. Its design looks really awesome, by the way. I love how it looks. I like the kind of ghost-like cape they've got going around its neck. I like that they actually redesigned the shoulder. It looked a lot better than on Gallerium Slowbro. The problem is, its signature move, Eerie Spell, isn't all that great. Its ability is kind of just a bit like Slowbro's, really. It's kind of lackluster. I feel like Regenerator's just going to be so much better. I'm not really sure what I feel like with Gallerium Slowking, to be honest. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's a very weak Gallerium form. But then let's talk about the returning Pokemon. So, I'm kind of worried about the returning Pokemon, mostly because of the metagame for competitive. Because competitive metagame can be really good, can be really bad. Obviously, with Pokemon like Lando T, previously in Generation 7 had suffocated the OU ladder. That could definitely be an issue. However, on current OU ladder, Dynamax is not actually allowed, so Lando T can't actually Dynamax, which is good news, because Dynamax Lando T is broken, especially with its stat moves. So, be interested to see how the metagame shakes up, especially with moveset buffs. If you haven't seen my moveset buffs video, I highly recommend watching it. I talked a lot about movesets there. If I remember to, I'll link that down in the description below so you can go watch it. It's a pretty long video, there's a lot to talk about there. But yeah, there's a lot of good things for that. There's a lot of potential bad things. I'm excited to try some of these new stuff out in Draft. I think Draft League's going to be very interesting coming up, especially with the GPL coming back soon. Stuff like that. One thing I do want to talk about, actually, is the fetch quests. Oh boy. Right, anyone who kind of watched my Art of Armor playthrough knows my feeling on fetch quests. No Diglett quest, please. Oh dear. No Diglett quest, because boy, the Diglett quest really sucked. In the Art of Armor, just like over 100 Diglets that were just randomly placed all around the Art of Armor. Some of them don't even make sense because they're out on a tiny little island out in the middle of the ocean. How the hell did they even get there, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Plus, it's just really frustrating. The Diglets were kind of hard to see and stuff like that. I don't want any more of that. Don't give me any more fetch quests, please. Or at the very least, make them compelling. You know what I mean? At least make them compelling. If you're gonna give me one, give me a good reason to do it. Don't just give me a 6 IV Diglett that has hidden ability. Because I could already get one of those. I didn't need to... Didn't need to go and do a fetch quest for them. So fetch quests, I hope we don't see them, but if we do, I hope they're good. The next thing I want to talk about is the legendary raid dens. These are actually really cool, because the raid dens themselves, it looks super interesting. I like the fact that you can actually play with your friends. That seems a lot better. You can go through a teams of 4, go through a legendary raid map. I actually like that it's a map of raids, not just a single den. Because we've seen with previous events like the Zeraora event, it's just in a raid den, and it's like, that kind of feels boring to get. Like, it doesn't really feel all that exciting. So they've kind of given you a bit of a challenge. The one thing I want to know is the catch rates. I don't think we know those yet, so that's going to be interesting. Is leader going to get priority? Is leader going to get an easier one? Get easier catch rates? And also, as they're legendary, are they legendary catch rates? Legendary catch rates. Or are they buffed? I can't type today. So that's kind of a bit of an awkward question. We don't really know the answer just yet. And stuff like that. I'm hoping that either if they are buffed, they're not buffed to extreme to make it too easy, because we already have enough people complaining that these games are way too easy as it is, so... God, excuse me, my throat got a little dry there. But yeah. Hopefully they're not too easy if they are buffed, but I'm kind of really excited to see what we have to offer with it. These are a lot of the things I would like. There are probably some other things that will probably come to mind at some point, but maybe we'll talk about that when I return to streaming. Because as you guys know, I'm currently on a break because of ill health. I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, these are kind of my hopes These are kind of the brief outlines of what we talked about and stuff like that. Things that I would like to see, things that I wouldn't like to see, stuff like that. But the one thing I do want to just touch on at the end, I did mention it before, is the Star Tournament. The Star Tournament looks interesting. I like the fact that it's doubles format, which kind of introduces VGC in a way. Introduces VGC, sort of. Obviously being doubles, it's an interesting way for those who have not realized that competitively this gen is kind of focused more on trying to get people into competitive, so introducing VGC in some way is interesting. What I hope, though, is the partners are unlockable in some way. Now, something like maybe battle the trainers, or like rematch them essentially. Maybe on win with a partner, you can unlock more, unlock harder tournaments, or like harder, how do I put it? Yeah, harder tourneys. I hope it's something like that and not just, hey, here's all of the people that you know, here's all the characters in the game, pick your teammate, you know, pick who you play with and stuff like that, because I think everyone's just going to pick Leon and it's just going to be boring, or Mustard even, you know. So I hope that there's some way of making them unlockable instead, because that gives you a lot more content to work with, right? Because currently, content-wise, there isn't a huge amount to the Gala decks. Obviously, filling it up isn't that difficult and stuff like that. So, yeah, these are kind of my hopes, my expectations, things I'm looking forward to, things that I'm not looking forward to, etc, etc. Hope you guys enjoyed it either way. Let me know what you're hoping for in the Crown Tundra down below. Definitely would love to hear from you. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.